How you doing, Jess?
I am not doing well. I want to go back on land.
You are on land.
Ooh, man. I think I peed my pants a little bit. Oh. Well, this will be the dumbest thing you've heard all day, so there you go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of the Backwoods Collective. Unfortunately, you guys are just going to see my ugly mug tonight. Jess is taking the night off. She's feeling a little bit under the weather, so you get to deal with me for the next, for the near future. So I hope you guys are doing great. Maddie, welcome back. Thank you all for coming. Carrie's mama, hello. There she is. It's up. There she is, guys. She is going to be in the comments tonight. Wendy Wynn, hi there. How is everybody doing tonight? Well, I'm going to be here by myself, so I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best here, guys. So don't don't discount me just yet. There's a good call out from her. Jess, we're thinking about you, hon. We're hoping that things get a little bit better for you and you get a little bit of relief. We care about you. And we just want the best for you. So taking the night off is probably a smart move. This week and last week have been it's been pretty busy. We've had a lot of stuff break down. We've had a lot of stuff to fix. It's been man, it's been a heck of a week. There's the man himself, Mr. Red Rich, my Deuterino. What's up, man? Oh, yes. So, I'm gonna try to do my best here with y'all. Jess and I actually talked about a what if that I brought up last week. Or was it last week or was it like Sunday or Saturday or Sunday? Anyway, I ended up watching a new movie that came out called Greenland. If you guys have not seen it, go watch that movie. It is freaking fantastic. It has Gerard Butler and Marina Baccarin. Very, very good movie. It's essentially a real life scenario of what would happen if, and this is going to be tied into the what if, a comet hit the Earth. My what if question for you guys, for the audience, is: say you had a month to prepare for this disaster. What would you do? The best way that I could answer this is, if I had a month to prepare, obviously I'd want to find the safest place underground, because that is going to be your best bet for survival. Things are going to happen on the surface of the planet. That are not going to be good. And I'll tell y'all this. I don't want to give the movie away, but I will discuss it a little bit. I watched a documentary on YouTube. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry, you guys. It was just one of those things I just kind of stumbled upon at night, laying in bed, like, ooh, this looks interesting. I'll watch it. And it was like a really in-depth scientific approach of like what would happen when this happens. It's not a question of like if, it's actually a question of when. It's one of those things that is just going to happen sooner or later. Whatever you're doing, because I'll probably survive. Hug everybody. Excuse me. Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be show intense love for everybody, because we're all gonna die. The first thing that I would do is obviously try to get underground and try to gather as much needed supplies as possible. Keep away from people, really, to be quite honest, because there is going to be mass hysteria. Um, in that movie that I saw on YouTube, it was, like I said, it was a very scientific approach about it, and they really went in depth of like how things will go. You know, obviously you can't predict everything. It's one of those things that you just have to deal with it as it happens, but you can still, try to be prepared. Get underground. You're gonna have to find a space big enough where you're gonna have to stay there for a few months. Like you can't go outside for a while. Um, I've been I've been preparing for the zombie apocalypse. Well, essentially the same thing, just like stay off the surface. Maybe I try peanut butter. If I'm going to die, I might as well go out finding out what I've been missing. Yeah, yeah. Well, Miss Bree, hi there. We are talking about my what if for the night is for everybody. What would you do in the event that a comet were to hit Earth and you had a month to prepare? That is my question to everybody. Obviously, be with your loved ones. Don't just run off. Don't be crazy. Get as much. Just grab anything you can and take it with you, but get underground. Um, it, it's going to suck. No matter which way you look at it, it is going to suck. Yikes, I hate this. Hey, when it's talking essentially about the end of the world, it does get a little bit dicey, and I don't think it's something that people really like talking about. I don't mind talking about it because, well, it probably won't happen in my lifetime. I mean, it could. We don't know that. Um, I'm not going to sit here and act like a scientist, you guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, they could find one today and they won't say anything about it until it hits the earth. I mean, whatever, you know. But like I said several times, just get underground, get enough supplies to last you for a long time because you're going to need it. So another what? Sorry, let me put that up. So another what if you only had time to go one place and see one person, who you choosing? I would like to think significant other. I mean, the person that you care about the most. I mean, that'd definitely be me. We'll put you in timeout. Oh, I think she might already be in timeout. She's not over here, but I get it. I'm just joking. I'm a jokey joke maker. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, Wendy, that's a very good question. Who would that one person be, and what would you do? Like I said, find the one that you care about the most, and just spend the rest of the time you have with them. I mean, yeah, please. The hope. I need all the blessings. There you go. Do you really think you'd be able to travel around the world? No, you're never. Oh, yes, I am. Even though I don't show it in my face. Yeah, very good question. So Greenland. I'm gonna go back to Greenland because I thought it was fantastic. I wouldn't necessarily compare it to Armageddon or Deep Impact, those two wonderful movies that came out. When was that? Late 90s? Early 2000s? Early 2000s sounds right. I wouldn't compare it to those because those were both stories. I mean, they're very similar. Both stories where they fly into outer space and they try to, destroy the comet or asteroid or whatever it was in those movies. And essentially they succeed, and save the Earth. Woo, yay! Greenland is not like that. It is very, very real world, like what would happen. if something like that were to happen today. Armageddon was 99. I think you're right. I don't remember it. I know Deep Impact was like right around the same time. Hollywood has a way of doing that. Like they they come out with two movies that are pretty identical, and they both come out at the same time. Like it's kind of odd, don't you think? So you have those two movies, and another example of that was Olympus Has Fallen, and I think the other one was called White House Down, like really around the same time. I never saw the White House Is Down, but Olympus Has Fallen. Yes, please. Apparently, it's Gerard Butler night because those are two movies that he's starred in. So hey, he's a fantastic actor. I said what I said. But yes, Greenland was fantastic. Oh my god. It's one of those movies I would like Armageddon and Deep Impact, I would watch over and over and over again. I don't know how you guys are with movies. Like I pick them apart after I've watched them so many times. I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that. I would have done this. You know, I'm one of those critical kind of people. White House Down is amazing. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to watch it because that's that one with Channing Tatum in it and Jamie Foxx. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I've never seen it. I saw the other one, and the other one was fantastic. Like I said. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Greenland, go watch it. Go rent it. Go buy it. Go pirate it. I don't care. Don't pirate it. Don't do that. That's horrible. Don't do that. Jesus. Can't believe I said that. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, that there's so much preparation that would have to go into surviving a cataclysmic event like that. Like I mean, it is scary to think about because I mean, you are, like I said, you are essentially thinking and preparing for the end of the world. That's oh my god, that's terrifying. Like even for me, I'm terrified of that. Um, but you just if you had a month to prepare, get all the supplies that you can. Just try to make it as long as you can. Ration your food. You know, get your weaponry and keep it with you. Keep your loved ones close, and just try to ride it out. I would highly recommend that video on YouTube about the scientific approach. They seem to think that obviously, okay, so I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to break it down what this scientific documentary, I can't talk tonight, sorry, said. Like the chain of events that would happen as soon as the comet struck the surface. Anywhere in the world, you're gonna get blasted by the shock wave that this thing puts out. There's going to be a heat wave along with that shock wave, upwards into 600 to 900 degrees. So if you're on the surface, you will be essentially cooked. You'll become a roast chicken. If you can survive that, say you get underground before that happens, stay there. Just stay there. Don't go outside. The dirt and the rock and the debris from the explosion obviously will cover the entire planet and essentially blot out the sun, thus making it very cold and essentially unlivable. After that, I think they said that would be about a few months that would be like that. Temperatures will drop. It will become essentially an ice age. 70. The prediction that they made was like 75% of life will end. Obviously, with the sun being blotted out, plant life is no longer. They need the sun to survive. The plants, or I'm sorry, the animals, the wildlife feeding on those plants. There's no plants. There's no animals. So you got to be prepared if you want to survive. And they said again, this is just, I'm guessing. I'm sure they're guessing as well. A few years that this will go on with the cold, until things kind of finally start coming back to normal. They said after a few months, the sun would actually come back out. It would, the dust would settle. It's a scary thought, y'all. Scary thought. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I took you to that dark place, but it's just something that's been weighing on my mind. Like, oh man, what would I do? Like, would I survive? Would I be Would I be part of that 75%? Probably. Um, sorry, y'all. I'm sorry it went so dark. I just really wanted to talk about it. But yeah, that's my take on it. I don't ever want it to happen, you know, to in my generation and the next generation. I don't want it to happen at all, ever. Because this planet is pretty cool. it's teeming with life. I'd like to keep it that way, but I don't have any say over it. But that's how I'd like to keep it. So we'll move on out of that dark, horrible, apocalyptic subject because I don't want to give y'all bad dreams. In what order are you getting supplies? Food first. Food, water, sustenance. Absolutely. I think at that point, I mean, if you have weapons, you're probably gonna have to keep them to, keep people from stealing your crap. Yes, Jess, I think, yeah, 1 point, yeah, yeah. People, the survival of the fittest would definitely come out to play in that scenario. But yeah, Wendy, for me, the priority is food and water and safety. That is number one priority. This is what happens when I'm not around. Sorry. We were going to talk about it anyway. That we discussed this. I just really went into detail because I wanted to talk about it. So, sorry, y'all. So I'm gonna shift gears here. I'm gonna upshift a little bit. Let's talk about something that is a little bit more lighthearted. It'll give you a chance to talk shit. And since I am a mechanic, I have seen pretty much every make and model come through a shop. I have pretty much worked on just about everything. What is the one car brand that y'all just love to talk shit on? I want to see this in the comments. And mine's not going to be one that you really suspect unless you are a car guy like me. And that brand would be Volkswagen. I don't ever want to work on a Volkswagen. I'm sorry. I've never had the inclination to. I don't want to. Brie, you're fired. You're fired. I can definitely vouch for that one, Jess. Not a fan. Not a fan. Maddie, I agree with you, but I also disagree. As you guys know, I'm a mechanic. I've said that before a million times. It's pretty well known. Most of my TikToks are in my shop. I worked for Dodge for a long time. I don't stand by their product. I don't think that they make a reliable vehicle, but I will say that the Hemi engine, the newer one, and even the old one, are really good engines. They just have a very catastrophic problem around 100,000 miles, but it can be fixed. I loved working on the Hemis. I think they were great engines. They could make a lot of power. They made a lot of torque. They were fuel efficient. They were great. I don't have anything bad to say about the Hemis. I really don't. And the Mazda shit. Well, Mazda's pretty much Ford, so there you go. And see, yeah, I'm not a new Chevy fan. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm not a new Chevy fan. I would rather be able to drive my truck than have it in the shop for recalls. So just saying. Yes, you did. What's up, Vanilla? You have mixed feelings about Chevy. I don't have mixed feelings about Chevy. I don't care for them. I just don't. I don't care for the new stuff that they come out with. I don't know. I mean, that goes for a lot of different manufacturers. I don't like working on Fords. I love driving Fords, but I don't like working on them. They're a pain in the ass to work on. Out of the big three, they're the hardest to work on, to be honest. Their engines are very complicated. I'll just say that. Chevy and the Chrysler engines are not. They're actually pretty simple. I don't mind working on those. But you're going to work on those. That's just a fact. You're going to work on those. I've been driving Fords for, oh my God, 20 years. Been the best vehicles I've ever owned. To be quite honest. I mean, I had a couple that were pretty crappy, but if you would have taken one look at it and be like, yeah, that thing's a piece of shit. But every single Chevrolet that I've had has broken down. It's left me on the side of the road. None of my Fords have ever done that. So that, to me, that speaks volumes about their product. I'm not here. Ford's not paying me to do this, you guys. That is just literally my opinion. But I'm not going to not talk about Nissan or Toyota or Honda because I think those are fantastic cars. I worked for Honda for a lot of years too, and you talk about simple to work on. Holy crap, those things are so easy. I do like Toyotas. I think they make a quality product across their entire line. They do. They really do. But for me, for the truck that I drive, because I am a truck guy, as much as I want to be a car guy, I'm just a truck guy. That's just who I am. So, Jess, I disagree. I actually, out of all the hybrid cars built these days, Tesla makes the best one, the best looking one. I don't know I don't know how well they run. I don't know anything mechanical about them. I don't know if they last. I don't know shit about Tesla. I just know that they look really good. And I'm sorry, I'm going to buy a Tesla over a fucking Prius because a Prius just, no. 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 No, I don't want one. I don't want a Honda Civic hybrid either. I don't want a Chevy Volt. I just don't. If I'm going to pick one of those, it's going to be a Tesla. What is it? The Model S? Yeah. No Cybertrucks, though. That thing, no. Piper, what's up? Maddie's a moped guy. Yeah. I've got a story about a moped. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't. my buddy had this '80s model Honda moped. I can't tell you what model it was. I don't. I just know it was from the '80s. It looked like a bicycle with an engine and like the cool little fairings and shit on it. That thing was fun to drive. I'm not even gonna lie. Big old 250-pound man just sitting on this little tiny moped, just meh. Dude, it was fun. I love driving that thing around. Yeah, they're not fun to wreck. I'll tell you that. I got thrown over the handlebars of that thing. I was like, I'm done. Shoo. I don't want this. You can have it back. Jess, I agree. If you're gonna buy a hybrid, go buy a Tesla. At least you'll look cool doing it. Yeah. No one should be allowed to drive a Prius ever. Ever. Yes, the queen is here. She is here. But yeah, so I'm sorry, you guys, if you don't agree. Sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna shit on Chevy. I just don't like their product. Sorry. Another thing, and I'm going to shit on Dodge too because, like I said, I don't think Dodge makes a very good product. They have a lot of problems. I got to see firsthand for a lot of years all the stupid problems that they had. I will say this though, I do like the Jeeps, and I do like the Chargers and Challengers. Those things are sweet. Do I ever want to work on another Jeep ever again? Hell no. Those are the hardest vehicles to work on. Jesus, you wouldn't think so. Because, it's rugged, it's cool. Don't even get me started on a Jeep. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Fun to drive, though. Super fun to drive. I'm actually waiting for the Bronco to come out because I really want one. Really bad. Your dad's. Yeah, there you go. Jeeps all day. Yeah, we know you like your Jeeps, Piper, but you got a badass Jeep. That thing's sweet. My dad's Chevy Silverado has over 400 miles. Sometimes, okay, let me ask you this, Wendy. What year is it? Because that's another thing. I could talk about this for hours. Wanted Tacoma, honestly, but they're a bit pricey for a smaller. They are. I mean, it's a Toyota product. It's a quality product. They're going to be a little bit more. My brother was really, was wanting one of those Tundras, which, oh man, I love the Tundras. Those things are sweet. We couldn't find one that was like within his price range because they hold their value. Like they really do. I like the new Dodge trucks, but I'm talking to that. No, dude. Okay, Dodge trucks ends for me at 2013. That's it. I don't want anything newer than that. That's when they started putting those 8 and 10 speed transmissions in them. No, thank you. I want the 1940 Bronco. There you go. Yeah, I want a 70s Bronco. Hell yeah. That is my shit right there. My moped wreck in 2009 was not good. I got a new moped after that. Weeks later. Oh, Maddie, I'm so sorry. But yeah, wrecking mopeds ain't fun. I can attest to that. Not fun. Especially when you go over the handlebars. Everything from here, from, chest down, it's going to get hit. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Everybody's living on the Tacomas. So, hey, not bad trucks. I like them. Oh, hell, I don't know. Okay, was it like an early 90s, like a 90s model? Because some of those, if you took care of them, they would last. I had a coworker that had, I don't remember what year it was, 95. It fired right up. It was quiet. Didn't make any noise. It drove great. It was an awesome truck. It looked like hell, but it ran great. Oh, the DeLoreans. You want to talk about my absolute favorite movie car ever. Screw the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am, screw the General Lee, screw the Batmobile, screw Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters. If I had to pick one, it's going to be the DeLorean. I don't care. That is always, for the longest time, it was my screensaver on my phone. It was the Back to the Future DeLorean. Absolutely, 100%. Yes. Yes, please. I'd use the 30 days to find me a fucking Ranger. Yes, yeah, 100%, 100%. I still, to this day, want one. Okay, another story time. So, as you guys know, I live in this little town outside of Houston called Humble, and after we moved up here, the DeLorean Motor Company sets up shop in Humble, Texas. Do you know how pissed off I was when I found that out? Because if I would have stayed in Humble, that's where I'd be working. No, hands down, no question, I would be working for the DeLorean Motor Company. And they're turning those cars out. They're selling them. They're building them and selling them. Are you kidding me? I could be working for them. I could have one. And yes, if I ever own one, it is going to look like the one from the movie. It's going to have the switches and the time circuits. You bet. Yeah. Smoke is going to be coming out of the stacks out back. Yeah. It's going to be fully functional, except for not being able to go through time. But you saw how easily that got that fuck. Oh my god! I thought I got all this stuff out in the lives before. Apparently not. Apparently, I still stumble over my words. It doesn't matter when. They fucked that up pretty bad in movies, obviously. But oh well, I still want one. Still totally want one. Oh, but yeah, Chevy and Dodge are really the only ones that I have to talk shit about. I just don't stand by their product. Pre 1980 though, it's fair game. My favorite car in the entire world is a Plymouth. I would give my left nut to own a Chevelle or a '67 Mustang. Yes, please. Yeah, anything from the muscle car era. Yeah, I don't care what brand it is. I want it. I want it. I just have never been one of those high end connoisseurs for cars. I'm not a fan of Ferrari. I'm not a fan of Lamborghini. I'm not a fan of Maserati. Not a fan of Lotus. I just don't care about them. Like that allure doesn't take hold of me like it does a lot of people. It's never been something that I wanted. Do I think they're cool? Do I think they have their do I believe that the allure is there? Yeah, you bet. But just not for me. Like it's V8 or nothing with me. to be frank, it is just if it doesn't have a V8, I don't want it. Seriously, that's just how I think. Yes, Wendy. Yeah, I take one of those too. You bet. I mean, if we're talking about movie cars, I want the Aston Martin. Oh, which one though? The old DB5 from like from the older James Bond movies. Yeah, those are pretty cool. We had a second. What? Dang. I need something to make up for my extremes. That's not why I drive a 4x4 truck, just so y'all know. Old school. Okay, so you're talking about like the DB5. Those things are pretty sweet. Anything from that era, like I said, 60s and 70s. Yes, please. Sure, it's not. It's really not. Like it was just a really good deal, Thomas. Yes, Jess, 100%. If I pulled up somewhere like driving like a Bentley or Rolls Royce, I'd just be like, "Can I just go home? I don't want to answer questions." I wouldn't mind answering questions if I pulled up in like a '67 Chevy short wide, that had a big old blower sticking out of the hood. I'd be like, "Hell yeah, I'll talk to you about it. Let's go. You want to go for a ride?" 100%. Let's go. I'll also take the Batmobile that turns into a bike. Those things are pretty sweet. The whatever it was. What did they call that? It had a name in the movie, but yeah, that was honestly probably my favorite Batmobile. It was like, dude, that thing's badass. Yas, Piper. Yas. um, I have always liked the General Lee, but I'm just like, dude, orange isn't my color. Even though I'm wearing an orange hat. No, I'm good. And plus, have you ever tried to find a '69 Charger? It is impossible. Honestly though, since we're talking about movie cars, man, this is a very good question. Obviously, my number one is going to be the DeLorean. That's just always going to be my number one answer. Number two, I'd probably have to say the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am because I've always liked those F bodies. I think they're sweet. The magic carpet from Aladdin. There you go. Upstate New York has a lot of old cars. Really? I did not know that. I would love to be one of those fellas that comes across like what us car guys call the Holy Grail. Sitting in a barn, come across like a 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda, 4-speed, plum crazy purple, convertible. And it's like, other than being, dusty and dirty and needing a complete restoration, that's what you would call a Holy Grail car. You could turn around, clean it up, get it back running, and sell it for $3 million because that's what people buy it for. Yeah, please. I want to be one of those guys that finds something like that. My dad knew the dude that did the chassis work on the General Lease. Really? That's pretty cool. It's always cool to talk to those old guys that have been around and done that kind of thing for years. Those are my favorite kind of people, because you just want to go in there and pick their brain. Like, how do you do that? Like, how does that work? That's just me. I mean, I love doing that. Just going into shops with those old guys working and just be like, well, how'd you figure that out? um, I was pissed off a couple years ago, you guys, talking about the barn finds. I know it was somewhere here in Oklahoma, sitting in a barn somewhere. They had two, I believe they were 1987 Buick Grand Nationals, very low miles. They were sister cars, so they were in the assembly line one after the other. So whoever bought them bought both of them right off the assembly line, took them to this farm or whatever, and parked them. Like, they had very little mileage on them, like under 100 miles. Like, it was unreal. All the plastic was still in them. Obviously, the outside was just destroyed. From not destroyed, but just years and years of dirt and dust. Somebody bought them for like next to nothing, and turned around and sold them. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I would never ever sell those things." Oh, yeah. Like I said, I love talking to people like that. They just have so much knowledge when it comes to things like that. It's so cool. Um, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and ask the question. What is everybody out there in the crowd? What is your favorite car? Just tell me. I want to know. Um, if you know anything about me, you know that my favorite car in the entire world, hands down, is the 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner, plum crazy purple. That's oh my god. I would kill to have one of those. Oh my god, I would. Those are just so amazing. The body lines, the way the car looks, just mean. I love it. I don't know if you could really say it's mean though if it's like purple, but I don't care. That's what color I want. You know what? I'd be perfectly happy with an old C10 truck, like an old Chevy or GMC truck, like 67 to 72. I would. I would. I was an idiot whenever I was a teenager. I had one. I had a 70 GMC and I sold it like a dumbass. I regret that every day. Oh, but I think about that truck all the time. Like, I want it back. I always led the Chevy Silverado. See that, Nikki? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I I have that old muscle car taste, and that's just the kind of thing that I want. You know what I mean? Uh, I would love to drive down the coast in something like that, you know, and just take in all the looks that people would give me. Like, dang, do you see that car? Dang, holy shit! I mean, besides my Jeep, probably Aston Martin or older school Bronco. Nice. There you go. There you go. I would definitely take an older Bronco. Piper, I need to take some pictures for you. There's a company in my little town that this guy actually buys stuff like that, and he restores them and sells them. I think they passed that law where you can actually do that now. You can make it kind of like a dealership, and he's got like a ton of badass old cars in his shop. But there was two that caught my eye. He had a 70 Roadrunner sitting there, and I was just like drooling over it. I was like, "That's so pretty." But he also had, I think it was a 71 or 72 Bronco sitting in the showroom, and it was flawless. And when I say flawless, I mean flawless. There was nothing wrong with this thing. It had been completely restored. It was so beautiful. I stuck my head in and was looking at it like, this thing is badass. And then I saw the price tag. This dude wanted like 80 grand for him. Like, not for a Bronco. Oh my gosh. But yes, 100% an old Bronco. You bet, dude. Oh, my dad had the best older Bronco when we were growing up. That is so cool. Hummer is good too. No, gas price would not be good in a Humvee or a Hummer or H2 or whatever they were. I mean, the Humvees though, like the military brand ones, those things are pretty sweet, and even the civilian version of them are pretty badass. 67 Impala or a Tahoe, new or old. I've had my experience with the 90s model Tahoes and good trucks, lots of electrical problems. Rewind, play. They have a lot of electrical problems, and it gets to be kind of a bitch after a while. But I like those old body style trucks. I really do. I really do. So I customize a baby blue Bronco. Excuse me. 130,000? Jesus tits. Wow. Wow. Jelly. uh Older and newer than 90s. Okay, well, I'll give you that. The old 90s, like in the 90s, the Tahoes really weren't that good looking. Like, I can't believe I had two of them. But at the same time, weird. But hey, you know what? One of them was really pretty, okay? It was cool looking. It was lower and it sounded good. It was fast. I liked it. Give me that OJ Bronco. Complete with bloody gloves and a murder weapon. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. Give me something from the 60s or the 70s. I'm a happy guy. Honestly, I really wouldn't care what it was. I love today's Forerunners. There you go. Again, we're going back to Toyota again. It seems like nobody has anything bad to say about Toyota. I've never really heard anybody talk shit about Toyota. So they must be doing something right. She talking shit. She talking shit, y'all. I gotta get some drink. So I guess if I really had to pick, if I had to pick the car, obviously, you know what mine would be. A truck, yeah, probably like a 69 Chevy C10 short bed. Yes, please. 2-wheel drive. If I had to pick a 4x4, definitely a Bronco. Pretty much everything's going to be from the 60s or 70s. I don't want anything new. Don't get me wrong. I love the truck I drive. It's great. If I could drop that engine and transmission into like an old Bronco, I would do it. Yes, please. That would be awesome. She's just making Oh, Piper, do you have to put phone books in your seat so you can see over the wheel? Asking for a friend. No, I'm asking for me, actually. I said what I said. No, sorry. Oh, but yeah, y'all, I could talk about cars for hours. That is just like my thing. I could get my booster seat. All right then. All right. Well, that's settled. No phone books. That's I could see you keeping a phone book in the back of that Jeep, just so somebody pisses you off. You go out there, you open that door up, take that phone book out, and just knock the shit out of them, Dukes of Hazzard style. I could see that. I honestly could see that. Um, shit. What was I gonna say? Look at that. I lost my. Wow. Apparently, I lost my words too. Anyway, moving on. I give myself the nod of continue. I've got a Nickism for you guys tonight, as usual. I don't know if I've ever used this one or if you guys have ever heard it. That don't amount to a hill of beans. I don't know if I've used that one, you guys. I'm sorry if I have. I'm sorry if I'm going to be repetitive. Have you guys ever heard that one? That don't amount to a hill of beans. I'm going to guess that don't mean shit. Yeah, I knew you would. I knew it. I just knew it. Even around, I've heard it around here only a few times, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That was the first one I've ever had to look up. Like, what is it? What is a hill of beans? What? Apparently, it don't mean shit because back in the day, beans didn't cost a whole lot, or they weren't expensive. And okay, cool. And it's just one of those things that just kind of stuck. Oh, you have to pardon me. Oh, I had never heard that before. Like I said, I had to look it up. So, if kudos to y'all if y'all knew what it meant, because when I first heard it, I didn't. I had no clue. I was just kind of like, huh? Okay, all right. Moving on. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're used to saying it, I guess I could see that. But like for me, if something ain't worth a shit, I'm gonna say it ain't worth a shit, or that ain't worth a fuck. Uh, you know, us us millennials and Gen Xers have just completely fucked up all the language around here. Like, you don't hardly hear any Southern stuff like that. I mean, I guess I do around here, but you got us people that just kind of fucked it up for everybody. Oh well, screw it. But I figured I'd take the rest of this time. Ask me anything, you guys. I mean, if you have something you want to know about me, please feel free to ask. I am an open book. And if I don't get something to drink, I'm going to cough uncontrollably. So, thank you for that. Obviously, if you guys have hung around for a little bit, you can see that Jess isn't here. She's not been feeling well, so she's decided to take the night off. So, definitely wishing her the best and hope she gets to feeling better soon. Jess, I've missed you tonight. I miss having you to talk to on the podcast. I feel like I'm talking to myself. It's a little bit scary. Not really, but I have missed you. Why do I have the best laugh? I just do, Matt. I was gifted with the best laugh in the world, apparently. I appreciate that, Maddie. I know that you are just a huge fan of my laugh, and I love that you are. Um, Everybody else out there, if you've ever laughed at my laugh, thank you. It's 100% mine. I didn't borrow it from anybody else. I don't know. It just, I think over the years, I wish Red was that sweet. Over the years, I've always paid attention to everybody else's laugh, and I've always I've never really taken my laugh into account, and I'm just like, dude, that guy's laugh. I wish I could laugh like that, because come to find out, after being on TikTok for, it's been a year. It's been a year this month. It turns out a lot of people really like my laugh, and I'm just like, really? Like, thank you. you know? Yeah, it's just one of those things I didn't think that people really liked or cared about, and apparently it is. And I'm just like, yay, I did something good. Finally. Yeah, very good question, Matt. My mama gave it to me. So there you go. What in the world? I don't know if you guys could hear that. It was weird. Jess had to hop off. Sorry, she texted me. You're doing great. Thank you. But yeah, that's just, yeah, I was gifted with that, Maddie. So thank you for liking it, always saying something about it, because it does make me feel good whenever somebody says, you have the best laugh. It does make me feel really good about myself, and that, I'm doing something right. So I really appreciate all of you for saying something about my laugh. Tugs at my heartstrings, y'all. It really does. Still waiting on the next laugh compilation vid. I know, which I need to make one, but I need to make content first. I have a few in my drafts that I need to go through and actually make a couple videos from it. But they'll keep on coming. They'll keep on coming. For now, y'all are just going to have to keep on rewatching these to get my laugh. So, said what I said. Not sorry. We'll get on it. Yes, ma'am. All right. Oh, well, I sure appreciate you guys coming in and talking with me for a little while. Like I said, I definitely miss Jess tonight. My beautiful co-host, and I hope she's doing a little bit better. It is a little bit harder to do this by yourself. I was not prepared whatsoever. So you guys that came in and talked to me and kept me going, thank you so much. Y'all the real MVPs. But I'm probably gonna end it just a little bit early tonight, so that way I can get home. Thank you so much for coming in. You guys are awesome, and I love every one of you for stopping by and being a fan and just being you. Because I've talked personally with a lot of you, and every one of you have your own great qualities, and I'm glad that y'all are here to support me, and I'll always be there to support you. So thank you so much for coming by. Definitely glad y'all got to see me, and we'll see y'all. Actually, before I even leave, I'm not going to be a dickhead. I will see y'all tomorrow on the Oddcast with the Red Rich and Miss Piper. I have to say something about y'all show. It's amazing. I love watching it. I can't wait for every Wednesday. I just love it. And then Thursdays we have the Gorilla Lounge with Vanilla Gorilla. And his show, if you guys haven't seen it, is amazing. I'm pretty sure everybody in here has seen it. We have the best 3 shows on the YouTube right now. So, said what I said. I love being a part of this whole thing, and I'm glad you guys are here to support me, and I'm always going to be there to support you, like I said. So, with all that being said, you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all tomorrow in the Oddcast at 9 o'clock, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping by.